Something that's always bothered me about the small portable power stations that I test on this channel that I've always assumed I could never really do anything about is the use of cheap, inefficient, and heavy AC inverters in those power stations. And it's finally time to say goodbye to carrying around unnecessary weight while losing power to inefficiency. So let's dive into this Anker Solix C300 DC portable power station, a compact and powerful solution that's perfect for keeping your devices juiced up off the grid. The Anker Solix C300 is essentially a battery bank on steroids, excelling in 3 categories: tiny size, powerful USB-C ports, and plenty of battery to handle multiple electronic devices at one time. Anker sent me this power station for a test and review. They have no influence over what I say. However, I do have affiliate links in the video description in which I earn a small commission at no cost to you. So if you plan to buy this power station, please check out my link in the video description. Now, don't get confused about Anker's 2 very similar C300 options. They offer the Solix C300 DC, which stands for direct current, and this does not have an alternating or AC current inverter, which is your standard wall style outlet here in the US. And unless you have a lot of older devices that require that wall style outlet, the 300 DC could be perfect. I say that because AC inverters have an operating load that taxes these tiny batteries anywhere from 5 to 15%. DC is simply much more efficient. So I am curious, what do you plan to charge up during your next adventure? Let me know in the comments. Now let's talk about the C300's all-in-one adventure-ready design. The 300 DC has a few features that make it the perfect camping companion. This power station will feel right at home as the centerpiece of your campsite picnic table, providing illumination at night while at the same time charging your portable electronics. This Solix C300 weighs in at 6.17 pounds, is just about 8 inches tall, and it's really a square shape 4.7 by about 5 inches where these 2 lugs are for the carrying handle. Its most important feature is that it has that 288 watt hour lithium iron phosphate battery, and because it doesn't have an AC inverter, it takes a much smaller footprint than a similar sized power station. One of the most common questions I get about small power stations like this is, what can I run or what can I charge with it? And this thing will charge my MacBook Pro around 4 times from empty, an iPad up to around 8 times, and my iPhone 14 Pro up to around 19 times. And with this standard car style DC outlet, it can run my mini fridge anywhere from 3 to 6 hours. There are also 2 lugs on this little easy tow handle where you can attach a strap from a duffel bag, or even the keys for your car so they don't get lost. And if you truly want to show the latest trends in tech fashion, I suppose you could strap this to your hip, take a walk around the mall, and impress all of your friends. All jokes aside, the C300 DC is a power station packed with possibilities. It's got a total of 7 outlets that can power almost anything that runs on direct current. Imagine powering your camping adventure, portable devices, or even your mini fridge from this all-in-one compact powerhouse. Let's break it down. You have 2 Dinosaur rated 12 watt USB-A outlets. These guys can handle your lower powered devices like your trusty old phone charger. While the Anker C300's 15 watt USB-C outlet may not be as powerful as its other ports, it's a versatile addition for charging lower powered USB-C devices. Whether you're topping off your earbuds, smartwatch, or other accessories, this port provides a convenient and efficient charging solution. Before moving on from this panel, there is a combined maximum output of 20 watts from this segment. So if you have something that is a little more power hungry, you may want to consider the more powerful USB-C ports at the bottom. Now let's talk about the real powerhouses of the C300 DC, which is these 3 high-powered USB-C outlets. Now, these bad boys are designed to handle even the most demanding devices, with one 100-watt port and 2 140-watt power delivery ports, which are capable of being used to charge and discharge the C300 DC. With these 3 USB-C ports, you can charge laptops and any other high power drain devices. In fact, I would call these USB-Cs essentially future-proof, because in today's world, almost any USB-C device out there will come in at under 140 watts. The final outlet on the C300 DC, which I absolutely love, is the fact that it has this car style outlet. Now, originally I believe it was rated at 120 watts. However, on my box there was a little sticker that claimed that this outlet was limited to 100 watts. But the most important thing is this outlet will run almost any mini fridge that is out there currently. So if you plan to use this to go on a camping trip, the battery will last at least as long as it takes you to get out there, set up your picnic, and clean up and head home. Another nice feature of the Solix C300 is this Bluetooth and Wi-Fi app. I'm currently connected using the Bluetooth app right now, and with the Bluetooth app, I can turn on the carport, turn off the carport, and I can also put the light on bright. So right now it's on its brightest mode. It very quickly reacts. Essentially, as soon as I hit that button, it turns on and turns off. In addition to that, if I don't want the screen on, I can turn that screen off. I recently updated the firmware and I am on the current version. You could also change the device's name. I'm going to leave it as is right now. And something that I really like about the setup of this app is that you can set the unit's timeout from 30 minutes to never. If I don't want to leave the device on unnecessarily and waste power, I can set it to 30 minutes. But if I also have something that doesn't truly pull a lot of power and I'm worried that it's going to time out, but I want to keep that thing hooked up, then I'll set it to never. That way I know that I have it ready to go for whatever I needed to do. For now, I'm going to go ahead and set it to 30 minutes because I see myself using this more for those small portable electronics that I want to charge, and they will have a sufficient load to keep them going. And once that load goes to zero, then within about 30 minutes, this thing will shut off, preventing me from wasting unnecessary power. There are 3 ways to recharge the C300. First and fastest is going to be by pumping 280 watts into these 2 USB-C outlets. Next to that is the small XT60 input, which is essentially a power station industry standard right now. With this input, you can power up to 100 watts from solar panel, and it accepts anywhere between 11 and 28 volts, which is perfect for your standard 12 volt, 100 watt solar panels. Finally, you can charge up to 80 watts using this same XT60 with a car charging adapter. You really can't go wrong with something like the C300 DC. It has all of the features you need to power your smaller and even more power hungry direct current devices with none of the nonsense that you don't need. I think most importantly, without that AC inverter, you have decreased the volume for that same size 288 watt hour battery, while also reducing a lot of those inefficiencies that come with converting the power inside of the battery to that 110 volt output. Make sure you check my link in the video description because there are always deals going on and you might be able to get this thing at an even better price. And of course, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss my next review.